you need panels to detect two parts of the immune system. We call it Th1 and Th2. If they're imbalanced, for example, if there's too much Th1, it drives you in the direction of autoimmune, too much immune system function, you could say. And what results is you start destroying your gut too. If you have too little Th1, you could have a weak immunity and you don't protect your bowel from things like viruses and yeast and bacteria, etc. You may have hookworm, roundworm, pinworm. Patients have been tested and they're negative, but functionally we have found that by evaluating this with Cyrex and other types of lab tests, we find this and it provides great relief for these people. We test the adrenal gland, the function. It's your stress gland, and it secretes adrenaline and cortisol. An overactive adrenal gland can potentiate your what they call the sympathetic nervous system, which is your stress nervous system. And again, it helps drive your system in a direction in which there's decreased gut tube blood supply, decreased motility, therefore leading to numerous symptoms that you see common in IBS and Crohn's and ulcerative colitis. Then there's another aspect of this. It's called leaky gut syndrome. It's been well researched. Years ago, medical doctors, they just dismissed this as nonsense. They just did not address it, the GI doctors. They are more and more so, but as you can tell, there's a tendency for some of these, just call it state-of-the-art things, or a change in medicine not to be addressed until late, and many people suffer as a result of that. But leaky gut is basically equal to breakdown of your intestinal linings. It can go through 1, 2, or 3 layers of the bowel, and then we give it a different name. It can be from antibiotics, it can be from viruses, toxins, any type of bug can break through. Undigested proteins is a result, and they pass through into the bloodstream. They can end up in things like joints. It can contribute to arthritis, and brain can contribute to inflammatory reactions. It can trigger an autoimmune reaction anywhere in these tissues. But if you go to a GI MD and ask for these tests, it's kind of unlikely that he's going to be receptive for you receiving, at least the majority of the things that we do. MDs have called my fellow chironeurology students and practitioners, and what happens is they'll call up and they'll say, how come you're doing so many tests on these people? You know, we've already done this. And the doctor will say, because you didn't get them better. And an MD goes, click, and you know, we're not too happy about that. But if this makes any sense to you, then I invite you to seek some help from different methods than you've ever experienced. How has this affected your life, your home, your job, your income, your relationships? How much wasted money, time, happiness? Where do you picture yourself in 3 to 4 years from now? You know, we don't stay the same. Most likely this is going to be worse, or it's going to be better. A little note on myself: when I was treated for this and evaluated, it was a very stressful time, and I got severe cramps, and so I went to Drosty Ferguson Hospital, one of the best there is in the United States for bowel concerns. And what they did the scoping, and they took the history and so forth, and they just said, yeah, you've got irritable bowel syndrome or spastic colon, and told me to drink more water and get some fiber. And that was it. But I continued to have irritable bowel syndrome. And so I had to continue to seek to find solutions. And I did. And I have a lot of them for you now. But back to what I was talking about. What is it worth to you to get better?